Hey everybody, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself world. Well, I've got my failed mold out. One side is destroyed, one is still intact. It isn't absolutely dry now. It's been a week and a half, 2 weeks I think, since I used it, and it's totally dry. I am slowly warming up the furnace, very, very slow, so that it burns off any moisture in the crucible in the inside of the stove or the furnace before I crank it up to high heat. And I got my tools there all out and ready to go. Let me show you the form. You may remember before, my aluminum actually looked like it was boiling because the water was boiling off from inside my mold. When I removed the aluminum, this one broke apart, but this one stayed intact. I kept it, and as you can see, it's pretty clean still. So I'm going to see what happens if I use it again today. Absolutely dry, baking in the sun. Can't be drier than it is now. Ready to go. We'll see what happens today. Inside, I've got the one piece aluminum that was all bubbly and weird looking before. And I'm going to remelt that, and I put in the dross that came out before and a little bit that was left in the crucible from last time. Hopefully I have enough. I have some pieces cut up that I'll probably toss in as well, just to be extra sure that I've got enough. Anything extra will become a muffin again. Looks like the aluminum is starting to melt a little tiny bit. I can see motion very slowly, and I can see some shiny spots on the top. It was popping and crackling from all that, those weird thin bubbles in the aluminum from the last time I burnt that, or I melted that, when it boiled. See, it's starting to get shiny spots on there now. The stove is getting a little bit of a red glow inside, so that should start melting down pretty quick here. Getting red hot inside there. The aluminum's starting to drop in slowly. I see the crucible starting to get red. Don't know if, yeah, the camera can sort of show the crucible's getting red inside. The aluminum is still slipping in, but it's not liquefied yet. It's hot in there though. Really hot. That was actually what I saw was oxides. That was just a shell. The rest was liquefied already inside. That should melt pretty quick. There it goes. Now, there should be no moisture. I don't know why that's boiling. That makes no sense at all. Listen how dry that is. I mean, what on earth made that boil? You know, on the videos on YouTube, they do this stuff, and it's moist, and they don't boil. This is dry as can be. That's weird. Well, let's knock it out and quench. I'm just gonna flip this over. Well, it's not as bad this time, but it's definitely not good. Whoa. Popping. See, that's dry. I can't imagine how little moisture could have been in there. It burnt any organics in there for sure. How can that be? It still held its shape pretty good. There was a lot of clay content in there. Well, I have a disc, but it's got a little bit of a butt on it. Not acceptable for my needs. It boiled through right here, and there's a little pinhole all the way through. I can see daylight all the way through it. So there's a pinhole. So right there is where it boiled. There must have been a little bit of moisture in that one spot. I just don't get it. Looks cool though. The concept is good. Just that my sand somehow had enough moisture. I don't know how people are doing it with Greensand, because they show that they can squish it in their hands and it's wet enough to hold its form. This is bone dry, and yet it had enough to go and put a pinhole all the way through the metal. I don't know if that shows on video, but you can see all the way through the metal. There's a pinhole through. So, well, another flop. The next time I'm going to try the actual sand, casting sand made for this purpose. You can see that volcanoed up here, pinholed through here, and then all this became a big gas bubble from that tiny bit of water. You can see a little bit of puff in here, tiny little water volcanoed through. But the mold was good. Well, we'll do it again. Practice makes perfect, right? And there's a muffin. I slightly squished it picking it up. You can see it cracked a little bit there when I squished it. No big deal. That's just a muffin to put on the shelf for now. But the aluminum definitely casts well. There's no flaws in that. It took the exact shape of the muffin tin with no bubbles, no flaws, no problems at all. The only flaw is where I squished it. So it's good aluminum. Well, guys, maybe the third time is a charm, as they say. I guess we will see. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to keep going, and I will succeed. So I hope you stick around. Talk to y'all later.